Meanwhile, tonight, a mother is demanding answers, claiming in a lawsuit that her son was killed inside a Florida prison and no one is being held accountable for his death. As part of our Crisis and Correction series, our I-Team reporter Kylie McGivern is following through tonight on her investigation from last year.
My son died, and he shouldn't have died, and it could have been prevented.
A warning tonight, the details in this case are disturbing. Her son, Dennis Williams, was found dead inside his cell with severe wounds and even bite marks all over his body. The lawsuit claims the other inmate who was brought into Williams' cell told the guards, quote, "I killed him. Who's next?" Well, all new here tonight, Kylie is revealing why prosecutors refuse to pursue any charges in this case and how soon that inmate could be released.
Dear Mom, I hope all is well with you.
Sitting next to her daughter, Katrina Humphrey-Williams reads the first words in the last letter from her son.
I know the world don't got nothing good to say about me, but Mom, I still love you.
She's filed a lawsuit claiming the Florida Department of Corrections is responsible for her son's death.
And no justice has been done.
Katrina says she knows this because she used to do this. She was a corrections officer. Dennis Williams, diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, was serving a 15-year sentence at Columbia Correctional Institution for drug charges and attempted murder in a burglary-turned-shooting. He was found dead in a cell. He was not alone. Photos taken during the death investigation show another inmate, Jaquan Polk, who was sharing a cell with Williams at the time of his death. This is Jaquan Polk's inmate record, which shows he was serving a 5-year sentence for armed burglary and grand theft of a firearm. And according to a lawsuit filed by Williams' family, Polk was not allowed to be celled with other inmates. The lawsuit states 2 corrections officers decided they would place Mr. Polk in a cell with another prisoner so that Polk would start a fight. They did so for sadistic and malicious purpose.
They failed my son, Dennis Earl Williams Jr., and they will say his name one day, in this life or the next.
Katrina believes Polk killed her son, an allegation made in the lawsuit. But the medical examiner determined Williams died of natural causes. We dug into FDLE's investigative report, which says the first officer on scene said Williams was lying unresponsive on the floor. Inmate Polk was licking the floor and then saw Polk biting on Williams's genitals. The medical examiner's report documented abrasions, contusions, and lacerations and multiple bite marks on Williams's body. According to the lawsuit, when Polk was eventually taken out of the cell, he yelled, "I killed him. Who's next?"
He said he killed my son, and nothing was done about it. Nothing. Even the officers that negligent put my son put that person in the cell with my son, who was mentally ill. I need a minute. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if it was your child? Could you imagine?
The medical examiner determined Williams died due to a ruptured dissecting aorta. Did your son have any sort of health issues, anything that would have made sense with this being a natural death?
Absolutely nothing was wrong with my son. They ruled him having a ruptured aorta. That's equivalent to someone being in a tragic car accident where they hit something.
Katrina's attorney just recently filed their expert witness disclosures, stating that Dr. Chris Perry, a forensic pathologist who was the chief medical examiner for the state of Georgia for 18 years, will opine that the relevant facts and evidence demonstrate that the injuries and death are consistent with a homicide, not a natural death. I contacted the medical examiner's office in Jacksonville to discuss Associate Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelia Nicolescu's conclusion in the autopsy report that the death was natural. I have not heard back. While Polk was never charged with Williams's death, He faced a lesser charge of abuse of a dead human body. But this letter from the state attorney's office in Lake City explains why they dropped that case, saying the victim died from natural causes, and the state believes that the defendant's actions, while strange and tragic, were more likely a result of mental illness rather than a criminal intent to harm the victim. I reached out to the state attorney's office about the decision not to prosecute Polk. I have not heard back.
He did not receive anything, and he's going to be released.
The latest state prison records show Polk is set for release in May.
I'm more upset and appalled by the officers that put that man in the cell with my son.
As Katrina works to shine a light on her son's case, it's the darkness she dreads.
In the middle of the night, I hate when darkness comes because I can hear sometimes the scream of my son crying and screaming for help. He didn't have to die like that. Not like that.
The Department of Corrections told us it does not comment on active litigation, but in a response to the lawsuit, it denied most of the allegations, saying its actions or omissions were not the proximate cause of Williams' death, and that Williams was not deprived of any of his rights. A jury trial is set for March. That is 2 months before Polk is scheduled to be released from prison. With photojournalist Randy Wright, I'm my team reporter Kylie McGivern.